I just want to just get out of the house, so like that. But
And you are aware of, Andrew, the element of tearing your hair off that has nothing to do with me, right?
exactly.
I can safely tell you there was never a point where I need to tear my hair off. I can tell you that unequivocally. I don't have to think about it. That never crossed my mind.
No, you do know there are some people out there that might say, well, Joseph, you may not have hair on your head, but there might be hair somewhere else, right?
Those are people that's actually overthinking.
Yeah, I know, right?
Folks, in case you were just joining us, it's your boy JC and his wingman Andrew Hitz Philip.
Yes, sir.
Father, writer, soccer artist. What cap? Remind us again, Andrew, some of the caps that you actually wear at different times of the year, different places.
Well, there's the music producer, as you said, sound engineer, artist. There's businessman. There is partner, father, son, and there's quite a few other hats that I can't remember right now. But in some cases, publicist, etc. But right. I mean, I'm not really too good at the publicist thing. But yeah, I try my best to I'm trying my best to build a team that I can delegate certain things to. So, and each person's strengths can come into play. Like I'm trying to really develop some younger talents in different areas of music business. So that way, eventually, when I'm older than I am now, and I decide to take a backseat from some of these things that I'm doing, there's a generation that I shared.
I almost got the sense there that you were worried that you told somebody earlier on that you were 16.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I have this fortunate situation where I look younger than I actually am, so it works out in my benefit regardless.
Oh, so you and I actually share those common.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
I mean, I look as a baby out of his mother's womb. No hair on my head.
Right.
I'm good to go.
Right. Sure. Hey.
Andrew, later on, we're going to talk about some of the opportunities that you made available. I want to throw some crazy questions at you. I've actually spoken to some soca act, and I've heard them say, well, the music that they did for 2020, they're going to hold it for 2021. And I can almost bet you, man, that's saying that's just lazy man talk. Some are saying
not necessarily,
No. Okay.
No, not necessarily at all. The reason being because I've had some conversations myself, and one of the things I would say as my contribution to conversations were that you can't put out outside music when everyone's inside.
Okay.
That because that don't really make sense. If no one's fetting, if there's no Juve, how could you put out music about Juve? But I mean, there was still Juve in some senses, but at the end of the day, the concept of what I'm saying meant that if everyone's home, then the best way to connect with people is something that they can relate to at this particular time. But none of us were initially thinking of writing music for people listening at home. Everyone was thinking about, okay, we're going to be in this fete, we're going to be on this boat ride, we're going to be in this party. So that's the music you would have channeled.
I've heard a lot of guys who posted the argument that, well, I did three songs for 2020. I already have them in the bag, so 2021 should be smooth sailing.
Should be smooth sailing. Nah, it don't work like that either. Yeah, because things change so fast, and like what might have been relatable this year might not be relatable next year. Like, for example, you could have sung on a specific topic that was hot at this particular time. Like, I knew just in the earlier parts of the year when the whole controversy came out about the clothing for Juve. Was it thongs or something like that? There was like no wearing something of that nature, indecent exposure, whatever it was. Or I think, was it even Juve? Was it pretty mass? They didn't want anyone wearing, too skimpy clothing.
Yeah.
Something regarding Carnival, right? And I know of some people that would have written songs based on that. No, that's not going to necessarily be relatable whenever there's another Carnival. So, and there's likewise, there are other topics that would have been hot topics at the beginning of this year that may not be relatable next year. So you have to, consider what people are relating to at that time and then create music for that climate. Things change, as well as there are situations in some cases where some songs are just timeless. Like I've had songs that have sat on my computer for 3-4 years, and then when they eventually came out, it was just the right time for it and it worked. So there's that toss up on might not work. It depends.
So your advice to an artist who's probably trending down that line: stop, refocus, revisit, analyze, reassess?
Yeah, just keep working, just keep writing. You can never write too much music. At the end of the day, it's better to have too much and not need some than to not have, enough. And the time passed and it's like, oh, I could have done this or I could have done that. I mean, you have the time, just create music. You never know.
Just create music. That's the advice coming from the man, Andrew Hitz Phillip. It's about 8 minutes on to the hour of 9 o'clock, Andrew. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to start talking about karaoke. How well can you carry your keys, Andrew?
I have a couple of keys that I carry pretty well. I mean, there's a key to a vehicle, there's a key to this door, that door over there. There's a couple of them, and I carry them pretty well. They don't fall.
Well, I can safely tell you that I have mastered the art of carrying my key. Do you know what I do with them? I put them on a lanyard,
right,
and I keep them around my neck. That's how I carry my own key.
And it's hard to misplace because it's always right there. Yeah.
When we come back, we'll be talking about the GDL National Karaoke Top. That, of course, they're getting into the prelims. We're going to rock the box, chit-chat, Andrew. Keep it nice and light, but we're going to have some fun. Well, we chit-chat on the other side of the break.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal, join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made. My name is Hollis Mr. Killamap, and I endorse this message.
It's new, innovative and classy, and it cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together. the Esplanade Mall. Something for everyone. Go on a shopping spree today and experience some magic.
Hills and Valley Med Care Center, located on Grenville Street, St. George's, has a highly professional team that gives excellent service in massage therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, medical consultation, and more. Hills and Valley Med Care Center sells a wide range of medical supplies, offers home visits for patients in Grenada and Carrier Crew, and opens Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. through to 7 p.m. Visit or call Hills and Valley Med Care Center today, 435-6904.
Yeah. Aye. Yeah. Aye. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We making noise.
We them. Yay.
My boy Andrew Hitz Philip, it's your boy JC here. It's another Thursday evening, and of course we're rocking the box virtually as we've been doing thanks to COVID. Andrew, while we were on break, I was saying to you, of course you and I we've done Rock the Box in studio multiple times. I mean, we just having mad fun, and it's interesting that back then it's having the program outside of the studio seemed to be as though in our minds would have been the most difficult thing to do.
Yeah. Yep.
Now here we are. I'm home. You're home. Slokey's the only one stuck in the studio. God bless his lonesome heart. Yeah.
Good work, Slokey. Don't worry about it.
But this, you remember, we started the conversation talking about the opportunities that COVID presents us.
Yes.
And very often when we were going through the pandemic, most people, what was foreseen was, or we're looking at, is the issue of the challenges, the drawbacks, the negative side.
The negative, yeah.
You as a soca act, you've been able to experience the better side, the positive side of COVID-19. For you, you've been able to talk about focusing and honing on research and development.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with music, soca, anything at all?
Well, I mean, with every industry, you gotta do your research and development, and you see it in every industry. And the thing is, a lot of artists do it; they just don't label it as that, or if you look at what they're doing, it is research and development, because you're trying to figure out, okay, what are people talking about? What's popular? What's the issues? What's the topic? What do people want to hear? That's research. And when you write a song and you edit it and you change this and you change that, or you work with this producer and you have this new idea, that's development. So at the end of the day, you already do it, but you may not look at it as R&D. Me, on the other hand, because I've been fortunate to be amongst a lot of people from different walks of life and different countries and different, levels of success, I've been able to look at things through a different lens. And one of the main things I've looked at is, in terms of research and development, is that you have to be current and to be able to be consistent. You have to spend a lot of time paying attention to your climates and what's happening and what people are paying attention to and what people are listening to and what people want to hear when they want to hear it. Because, I mean, you can't talk about night if people want to hear about day. And if they want to hear about a day, or they want to hear about a night, then it don't make sense talking about a day. So that being said, you gotta be, as and Lava Man is one of the people that really put me onto that, because he's one that's always abreast to what's happening. You may not ever see him, but he is, bet your bottom dollar he knows what's going on. Like, right. He's in the know. He knows what people are talking about, what people want to hear. Like, he has his thing set up in a way that he can get that information and then process it and put it into musical form. And that's one of the reasons why he's been able to be so consistent over so many years.
Do you get the sense, Andrew, before we run off, because we're going to run off, because we're going to run the box, that a lot of artists, they do not see what they do. They see this as a side hustle, and they don't see music as a business that is part of a thriving industry that is just waiting for the asking, for the taking?
Well, yeah, that is true to a large extent. I've seen that with a lot of artists, but at the same time, I can't really necessarily fault them because in Grenada, especially.
I mean, why you can't fault them if they're doing something that doesn't make sense? Why can't you say it's not making sense?
Well, it makes sense to them, and I'll say why. Because Grenada specifically within the borders of of this island where the water meets the land, there is only so many opportunities to do music and earn from it. And there's only so much you can gain from that. However, we've been seeing in the past like 5-6 years, a lot more artists have started touring, and they've been able to turn it into a career where they can tour and earn, and at the end of the day, their annual earnings can take care of them and their family, and help them reinvest into the things that they want to invest in. And so the trend has been slowly trending towards more artists being able to make it a career than have the hobby aspect of it. But because within these borders, there's so little opportunities to earn, you'll find that a lot of artists start from that aspect of it being the side thing or the hobby thing until they eventually see the level of success where they can start touring and earn that extra dollar. And even right now, the artists that were touring, we've all been in Grenada for the last several months. So it's still been a challenge again,
Still being a challenge again, no doubt. Yeah. My boy Andrew Hitz Philip, soca act, producer, everything that you can possibly think about. We started off, Andrew, we were talking about what's one of the major events that's coming up, because of course with COVID, there's not much options as to what you can do really and truly. Of course, there's still a lot of restrictions on the social. There's a restriction on social gathering and all of these sort of things. And you notice now that who would have imagined that, for example, for the first time in Grenada, you would have had a what? A cyber monarch. Literally everything on the confines of the internet. The power, the tool that we play with in our hands every day, not recognizing the use that it has. But GDL, I mean, they're getting ready for their annual, because of course, COVID and no COVID, you have to find, and I think even now more than ever, people have to find a way, Andrew, just to detox, relax.
Yes.
Simmer down. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't stress too much. And certainly karaoke is going to be one of those avenues. Sloki, I know you have a few pieces that you have ready for us. When you're ready, I am ready. I think it's one of the pieces actually takes us back to the year 2017 with my boy Top Cat in action.
From the GDL?
Yeah.
Karaoke competition.
When you're ready, Sloki, I'm ready.
By Eddie Grant was recorded during the apartheid system of South Africa. Johannesburg, which is the capital of South Africa, is called Joanna in this song, calling for the hope of the African people.
Good night, good night. We need hope in this world. What do you say? Let me see you put your hands in the air. All right. Well, Joanna, she runs the country. She runs the government in the Transvaal. She makes a few of her people happy, but she don't care about the rest at all. She got a system they call apartheid. It keeps the brothers in subjection. But maybe pressure will make Joanna see how everybody could live as one. Whoa, so give we hope. Joanna, give we. Joanna, give we hope. Joanna, for the morning come. So give we hope. Joanna, give we hope. Joanna, hope before the morning come. I hear she makes all her gold and money to buy new weapons in the shape of guns. While every mother in the black Soweto, yes, the killing of another son, sneaking across all the neighbor borders, no one again having little fun. She doesn't care if they find the game she play, it's dangerous to everyone. So give we, Joanna give we, Joanna give we hope, Joanna for the morning come. So give we hope, Joanna give we, Joanna we need hope in this world. All you believe me? Yes, right now, all in Zimbabwe, they need hope. She got supporters in higher places who turn their heads to the city sun. Don't wanna give them the fancy money, hope to tempt anyone who comes. She even knows how to swing opinion in every magazine and the journals. For every bad move that this Joanna makes, they got a good explanation. Whoa, so give we, Joanna give we, Joanna give we hope. Joanna for the morning come, so give we hope. Joanna give we, Joanna hope before the morning come. So give we hope. Joanna give we, Joanna give we hope. Joanna for the morning come, so give we hope. Joanna give we, Joanna hope before the morning come. Listen this, even the preacher who walks for Jesus, the archbishop who's a peaceful man, together say that the freedom fighters will overcome the very strong. I wanna know if you're blind, Joanna, if you wanna hear the sound of drums. Can't you see that the fire is burning? Oh, don't let me wait till morning come. Whoa, so give me hope. Joanna give me, Joanna give me hope. Joanna for the morning come, so give me, Joanna give me, Joanna hope before the morning comes. Give me a line. Hope. Joanna give me, Joanna give me, Joanna for the morning come, so give me hope. Joanna give me, Joanna hope before the morning come. Hope. Joanna give me, Joanna give me hope. Joanna for the morning come, so give me hope. Joanna give me, Joanna hope before the morning come.
And it's interesting. I mean, so that was Top Cat's Teddy Christopher. That was him back in 2007. Now, what I particularly liked about him in that rendition in particular, how he took ownership of it. And it wasn't a song that necessarily, I think that was an international, because they normally do two segments. They do the international and then they do the Caribbean.
Okay, gotcha.
And a lot of people, when they did the international, they did a song that almost everybody knows. That was
and he went a total different route.
He went a totally different route. So when he said he do the song, I'm like, Joanna, what is that? Really? Seriously? Okay. It was the first time I actually heard the song. But I like how he took ownership of it.
Yes. And what makes it even better is that he's performing it, but you don't even think it's karaoke. It looks like you're, at a regular event.
Right.
So that in itself, and I mean, I've always known that Grenada has like a huge karaoke following and a karaoke culture to the point where pre-COVID, there was karaoke almost every night. You can find a karaoke somewhere on the island.
It's growing.
Yes, and it's continuing to grow. So that kind of entertainment in a karaoke event, I mean, come on, you gotta log on. You gotta log on. It's coming up again.
You got to log on, and certainly we say kudos to the GDL for taking ownership of it. It was there, but it was just hanging out in the wind. It's a nice juicy mango, but everybody's seen it, but it's on a branch way to the end, and nobody wants to take the risk because you're not sure how it's going to turn out.
And somebody came with a bamboo rod and decided to pick it
from the drug. You understand? And that was that was GDL. Next week, though, we're going to have the man Cook is in the house. So those of you, wherever you are, of course, you want to make sure you get yourself organized, get ready for the GDL karaoke competition.
And they're still registering, right?
Still registering. I mean, for me, it's interesting for me. Karaoke, I became a believer in more recent time. I mean, you always saw karaoke as, guys, when they're little, they probably had a little bit too
much to drink.
Yeah. And they're under the influence
Yes, yes.
of the alcohol. They figure,
or as one of my friends like to say, under the affluence of alcohol. That's when you've had a little too much.
They figure, Andrew, they can hit any notes.
Yep.
And they take the microphone and they go on stage and you start going, boy, seriously, I can embarrass myself in public like that.
Hey, if you've had enough to drink, then hey, anything's possible.
And somebody says it gets a little bit more spicy when you start hearing the song in your head before you sing it.
Hey, so I mean, that example in itself can set it apart for a lot of people who may have been, just thinking of that example that you talk about there, because the experience a lot of people have, that example of, that drunk person just, I don't want to say destroying, but, giving their rendition of a song.
I have heard some terrible rendition. You hear the song and you start going, okay. There was a song, I actually saw it. It was on social media. It was one of those countries. It was their version of America Got Talent.
Right.
It starts with America Got Talent, and all of a sudden, Ukraine had got talent. The UK have talent. Indonesia's got talent. Everybody's got talent. And this girl, she came up and she was doing this. She said she's gonna. And while I'm saying it, I'm trying to remember the exact name of the song. She said she was actually going to do, and I'm hoping it just clicked in my head. Right.
But for want of a better word, just pick a song and just say she was doing XYZ song.
But no, but this one is interesting how it actually came across. So she said she's going to sing a song, and so the judges, they're listening, and they're like, okay, and she's singing Andrew. I mean, and she's moving, and what she's singing and the actual song, Andrew, nothing. She's not anywhere close to it. And they stop and they ask her. It actually was a song from Celine Dion. She chose to sing. And you're like, huh? That's what you hear? No, the brain is going to kick in a while. The brain is going to kick in a while. On a Thursday night, we are going to be remiss if we do not rock the box, because the fans. That's where they get their opportunity to
vote.
To vote and have the. It's quite a while that I haven't literally. I mean, rough me up in studio when we rock the box. I know.
Hey, that has happened on a few occasions.
Hello.
I've gotten some punches in there.
You got some. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
The problem that you normally face though is when lightweights try to get into the ring with super
heavyweights.
Have you ever tried to imagine, Andrew, what happens when a minivan runs into a Mack truck?
Somebody gets KO'd.
So let's see how this one's going to further. So I'm trying to figure it out. We are going to keep it mellow. We're going to really keep it mellow. And I'm trying to roll over in my head, what am I going to do, rock the box with? And I am thinking, what's his name? I'm going to assume it's karaoke. And we've already gone through the international segment. So we're going to go to the Caribbean segment now. And for me, because it's Thursday night and the weekend coming up soon, I feel into party, but at home. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull up one from the archives. I'm going to pull up one from the archives, and I'm going to ask Loki to be kind enough to give me the Black Stallion, because tonight, Andrew,
the black man feeling the party.
Really, really feeling the party. That should give you enough time to tinker in your head. What is it you are actually going to come with? Reminding you folks, those of you that's home, literally this is how it works. And if you've not done it before, so I'm going to play my music selection. Andrew, of course, Hitz is going to play his selection thereafter, and then we literally have fun with you, because we open the telephone lines, and you get to tell. What do they get to tell him, Andrew? The simple question is:
rocked the box.
Who rocked
Which
the box?
song do you prefer? Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
as long as you choose my song, then we're good.
Hey. So, you see, that's the problem I have with you. That's the problem I have with you. You're always trying to influence the people otherwise. They put based on, but they've not even heard the song yet.
Listen. Some people don't even know the politics. They just vote because they like the person. Why not?
Well, that's the truth. And it happens almost every night, eh? People put a song like, you know what? I mean, we can't be bothered. Slooky, when you're ready and you give me a signal, the number of course folks about to be selected. Numbers going to pop up on the screen. 442 125. The race is going. Let's go. Up on the screen.
Let's go.
Stop on house smoke you. Tonight we going and have some fun. I'm just feeling so party. The way we used to when we was young. Just put on something sexy. So you'll be free to move around. Make your children okay. We ain't coming home until morning come. Wanna tell me why? Why? Like the black man just feels so boogie woogie. Come on, hold on to you. And let me do a little.
All right.
That was the man himself, Black Man Feeling to Party. But
Black Man Feeling to Party.
Why do you add it though? Tell me what about that particular selection got you that actually got you excited?
Well, I'll be honest.
And I'm asking you this honestly.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's a classic. It's a classic.
The horns, the percussions, the everything. I mean, it's interesting though that a lot of acts these days. I mean, these guys, the intro to the actual intro is almost a minute and a half, and all you hear is the brass and everything, and the
brass and the percussion and the
and everything
going. Yeah.
Right. But so now I've set the trend. Let me see what you're going to follow up in.
Well, I'll stay within the genre because you went to calypso. I don't want to go somewhere else, right. And then they say it's advantageous. So I'll stay within calypso. And you say you're feeling the party. The weekend is coming up, but we all know where we've been for the past several months. We've been home, and and a lot of people have been tending to their lands, planting and so. And when you plant, you reap. You can make a little provision and salt fish.
Oh, Lord,
nothing in the world sweeter than salt fish.
Well, you corrupt.
The mighty sparrow, salt fish. I will go with that as my, we're staying in the realm of calypso.
Sparrow. While we wait on Slooky, you know what is actually particularly interesting in Sparrow? I was listening to some of that last weekend, and it provides you a full complement of wit, satire. I mean, the use of the language, you mask it. And it's only guys like you that's twisted.
I talk about, making provision and saltfish. That's what I said. What's twisted about eating provision and saltfish? You tell me.
It's only guys like you that's twisted. We'll take an honest, a good honest song and try to twist it otherwise. Slooky, you ready? I'm ready.
I really can't tell you that. I can't tell you that, but the people know it's saltfish. Saltfish is a West Indian delicacy. Not every woman in the world know how to prepare saltfish for she man to eat. I mean, it's a ridiculous thing for when a woman prepares saltfish for a man to eat and he just tastes it and stoops. But when a West Indian woman prepares saltfish for she man, It'll be so nice, so nice, so nice. He just end up licking the bowl. Ow. Of course, we didn't invent saltfish. As West Indians, we inherited it from the British. But even the British don't know how to handle saltfish. They don't even know how to call it. Now, if you go to England, let's take England, a country supposedly sophisticated, educated, and liberated. How do they call saltfish in England? Codfish? You're wrong. Them have the audacity to call it English cod, giving the impression that it belongs to England. It can only be had properly in England, and of course, the best kind come from England. We know they're wrong. Because anytime an Englishman get the good taste has some saltfish. You notice? He always come to the Caribbean and married to it. Yes, Lord. Saltfish. That's why I don't like England. And I love Venezuela.
No, I don't know where that version came from. I don't know where that version came from.
Loki must have pulled that from his personal archives. I mean,
come to know he didn't sing the song, but he talked about what the song was about, I guess.
And you got a whole history lesson in the mix. A whole
history lesson in the mix, yeah.
Well, we're gonna train to the voters though. 440-1252. Lord of mercy. Father have mercy on
gosh.
And Slokey. Wherever Slokey got that version from, I have no idea. I mean,
there's a first time for everything. First time for everything.
So the number is on screen, 440-1252. We're going to start the race to see exactly
who rocks the box.
What's your preference this evening? After you've had a good taste of the bacalao. Because listen, that salt in that bacalao and that saltfish, you need to go and sweat it out, of
course.
That's where the partying comes in.
That's where the partying comes in.
So somebody's going to give us an indication as to when, of course, he has a caller online. But while we at it, Andrew, we started the conversation for probably those that's just joining. And if in case you are chit-chatting here with my boy Andrew, my wingman, producer, everything.
Songwriter,
everything you could possibly think about, he has dabbled in it. We started talking about the opportunities. We talked about you using your time for R&D, research and development.
Yep.
Look ahead. How, in your estimation, should an artist approach the year to come, 2021, yet with all of these uncertainties? What would you say to her? But hold that thought there, because we have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. How are you?
Yeah, good night, David.
How are you, sir? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the St. George.
You're calling? Oh, wonderful. I got an easy question for you. Who's rocking the box?
I sing Black Stallion.
You say Black Stallion. Okay, Black Stallion.
Okay.
Have a good one, buddy. 440-1252. That's the number on the inside. It's your boy JC here and his wingman, Andrew Hitz Phillip. The man who has done, while we had it, Andrew, a lot of people they're probably looking at you, young guy, and they're probably wondering that his locks is probably much beyond his actual body height. But there's a lot of songs locally, Andrew, successful, who you've had a direct influence on in terms of the music. And people would be surprised, wouldn't they?
I mean, it's not just locally, but at the end of the day, I've been fortunate to have started young and do it for a while. So, there are some years that has, been packed on there. So you can see the influences coming through. And one of the blessings I think I can really speak to is the fact that I've been blessed to continue to be successful at it. There's a lot of cases and a lot of examples where people would have started and, had some success for a period of time and then, moved on to other things. And in my situation, I've had success for quite a while. and I continue to, find ways to reinvent myself and create new ideas and new things that get people excited, and continue to find, some consistency. And, that's a blessing.
How did those early interactions? I mean, and I would leave you, because if I start telling people some of the individuals whose lives you'll be able to tap into, but hold on to that, because you have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. How are you?
I'm fine, brother.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jangle.
Calling from Jangle, not too far from me. Not too far from me. I got a question for you though. Who's rocking the box on a Thursday?
Oh my God! Nothing in the world sweeter than sausage.
Sweeter than.
But you don't know that. You don't know that.
I know, because I prepare it all the time.
Behave. 440, thanks a lot, caller. 440-1252. That's the number on the inside. My selection for the evening. I went to the Black Style and the Black Man wanted the party. And Andrew, being the sort of person that he is, yes.
Having had so much provision and saltfish, decided to go with.
You've had a real West Indian experience.
Oh yes.
So that's where we are right now. So we try to looking ahead. We were talking about some of the artists, honestly. You said you started young in Trinidad, and you've literally been able to tap into some international acts.
Yes, I started young in Grenada, but not, and then went on to different places. The most fortunate situation I think I've had was the ability to do a remix of a Jennifer Lopez song. And this was several years ago.
Hold on. When you met JLo?
I didn't meet her. I met Mark Anthony, actually, but I didn't meet her.
Mark Anthony? Did you?
Yes, I was fortunate to have met Mark Anthony, yes.
No, because I was wondering if JLo actually asked for me. Yeah.
I didn't meet her, so I couldn't find out. Okay. I was wondering whether or not she actually asked for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was fortunate to do that, and
hold on. We have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Where are you calling from, my dear?
Tempe.
Tempe. Question for you. On a Thursday evening, it's no one ever. Who's rocking the box?
Saltfish.
Oh, good Lord.
Sing it.
I hope you have some tomatoes and some peppers and all of that to add into
that. Yeah, man. As you were saying, one of my privileges again was actually the honor, and I state it as the honor to be on stage with Black Stalin several times within the latter part of his career. While I was in Trinidad working with the Roy Cape All Stars. Now that was one of the highlights and blessings of my career to date.
You've met a few, eh? You have met a few of them.
I've had some privileges. Probably
wouldn't wonder a guy that's just turning 16, how can you invested with such knowledge and such experience.
Yeah, I started young,
You started young.
Prenatal. In the tummy.
we have a caller online, 440-1252. Hello, caller.
Good night, Joseph.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Where are you calling from?
St. Patrick.
St. Patrick. I got a question for you. It's no one ever. The answer has to be told now. Who's rocking the box?
Saltfish.
Of course.
You have a shop?
No.
No? Thanks a lot, caller. I wasn't expecting her to answer.
You weren't expecting that?
440-1252. That's the answer. That's the number on the inside. Of course, the matchup this evening is, of course, the Mighty Sparrow, and he's doing Saltfish. But this evening, Slokey pulled
Give us a different rendition.
He gave us a history lesson.
He gave the history lesson, yes.
Of the bacalao, how the bacalao made its way the English
from England
to the Caribbean, and of course
saltfish.
So of course, you can get a part to be part of this. Again, reminding you that you need to check out the GDL. They are actually getting ready for the 2020 version. of the annual karaoke competition.
And it's going to be virtual this year.
And it's going to be virtual this year. Of course, you'll be excited to see how all of this rolls out, because literally, we have a caller online. Hello, caller. How are you?
Hello, I'm right behind you. I just want to be on the show. This is my first time.
Child, put down the phone. Child, put down the phone. I wanted what child, man. That call doesn't come. That phone doesn't come. 4401252. That's the number on the inside. You too can call and be part of it. Andrew,
there's another first on live TV.
There's another first. You always have to be careful what's going to happen next. You always
exactly
what is going to happen next. And I guess we're not the first time when we did the program, and I said to folks, "Good night. I'm going to my bed."
Mm-hmm.
Really?
No. This is a couple of steps away.
Well, it is a couple steps away. Literally, that's what it is. When I say I'm going to sleep, I literally go sleep. There's no leaving the studio or anything of the sort. I think we have another caller online. Hey, good evening, caller.
Caller, good evening. We lost that one.
We apparently lost that one. We're talking about looking ahead. Before we go though, we have two more pieces that we want to feature from the GDL karaoke. When we're talking, Andrew, we're trying to look ahead, put on our thinking cap, look ahead, separate yourself, because let's just put the soca arena aside and look ahead as men, look ahead as fathers, because a lot of people have lost hope, Andrew, and that's the reality of it. Persons have lost hope. A lot of people, they've lost their jobs. There's no, for us, for example, one of the places, industries that have been hit hardest, and people don't even realize it, is the media. And of course, our media partners are saying to us, listen to us, the media industry is not going to kick in anytime, not at least by 2023, sorry.
2023, right.
2023. And a lot of it, so whether it's the airlines, and the thing about COVID, normally if, let's say, there is a pandemic across, let's say, we've had Ebola, but Ebola only affected, let's say, one region.
One region, yes.
Over the years, we've had the SARS, we've had the MERS, we've had those different elements to it.
I think we have a caller online. If we could just stick up in there.
Have a caller online. Hello, caller.
Good night.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Library.
From Library.
Fine.
Library. The moment is
This sounds like a good call.
Sounds like a good call. I got a question for you. Who's rocking the box on a Thursday?
Saltfish. We eating saltfish.
Thanks a lot, caller. Apparently, when the most people normally go, what's that shop in Library in Library Junction there? I guess that's they would just go and buy it. Apparently the price is right there.
All I would say is that Canadians appreciate saltfish.
The only thing I would say though, is that very saltfish, Andrew, that has given rise to the fact that at present we have such a high hypertensive rate in the Caribbean. Because it's because of our diet. So we corner the fish, we corner the pork. We literally corner everything. And then what do? We wash it down with what? The best thing to eat saltfish with is
rum. I thought you were going a different way. I didn't realize you were going to oil. But we have a call on the line, which is a great segue from this.
Good evening, caller.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Not too bad.
Where are you calling from?
Crucial. St. Andrews.
Crucial. In St. Andrews. I got a call for you, still as a man vested in age and riddled with wisdom. I got a very simple question for you. Who's rocking the box?
I say saltfish.
Very wise man. Very wise man.
I guess that's what keeping you alive.
Yes, man. That's keeping me alive.
I want some more.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, caller. 440-1252 as the number on the inside.
No, Joseph, I hope you've noticed, right, that only the first person that called felt like, partying this weekend. Everybody else is quite aware of the, the benefits of saltfish.
I can understand because your head spinning, your pressure up. Y'all would probably have to stay home and rest. Because the plan was to party this weekend,
Yeah.
The plan was to party this weekend. But when
and that's the thing. Partying this weekend is partying this weekend, but saltfish is all the time.
We got a caller online. Hello, caller. 440-1252. I think we've lost that one. Is that caller still there? Hello, caller.
That one's gone.
I think we've actually lost it. But
that fish got up the hook.
He got up the hook. But in the midst of everything, we always try to keep everything balanced, as you know. We want to encourage persons to do your best. And there is a Caribbean culture that we've invested, or we've inherited, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the conversation about Grenada, the Caribbean, and the increasing level of consumption of alcohol. And you say to yourself, you've always heard it, that we, the Caribbean people, we have inherited.
In terms of per capita, yes.
Per capita. But let's head to the telephone line, because there is a caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, good night.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Tell me where you calling from.
Birch Grove.
Birch Grove.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Birch Grove. Who's rocking the box? Saltfish.
Saltfish always rocking the box.
You have any green bananas up there?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
Okay, so drop some.
Birch Grove, she saying.
Yeah, well, I would imagine.
Saltfish and banana.
And bananas.
Yeah. And a glass of lime juice.
A glass of
Well said.
Nothing beats that. Nothing actually beats. But one thing she actually forgot, Andrew. Tell me what nobody has said it so far. But to complete the saltfish sauce, you get the saltfish, you have the lime juice. Tell me that special ingredient that must go into that saltfish.
Well, a little oil.
No, Andrew, and you have to be specific. It's not just a little oil.
You tell me that.
What kind of oil?
Coconut oil.
Well, thank you.
There we go.
I was about to be be disappointed. You must have a little coconut oil in it. And while you're on the issue of oil, would you remember a couple of years ago when the world was saying to us that we should not consume our local coconut oil because it high in this, it high in that.
That was a marketing ploy. That was just marketing. We just wanted us to import more corn oil and more this oil and that oil and more. Just import.
And now here we are, right where we started. We're back to, and it only adds to the point, Andrew, that we need to invest in what's local.
Yes. As you were saying a little while ago, going back to past our industries, going forward, just putting on that thinking cap and looking forward with some semblance of hope that what is there. And I think that's what it is, investing in us as a people in these industries, especially agriculture, and trying to get off of so many dependencies. We're so dependent on so many different things that we're importing, when in a lot of cases we can find or supplement them with things that are here.
True.
So that is an opportunity that we can find within all of this.
When you started the conversation, you did hint to the fact that COVID-19, it allowed some individuals to find that talent that they left on the side. They didn't realize they still had a little backyard gardening skills. And
exactly.
And I'm hoping that more and more that COVID pushes us in that direction, where
eat what you grow.
Eat what you grow, because at the end of the day, literally, we have it around us, Andrew. The fig, the fresh fruit, this. What is it that we
the cucumber, the avocado, whatever it is, once it can grow in a tropical climate, we have it here.
There's actually a joke. There's a joke I heard. They say it was a Frenchman, an English, an American. What is it? An American, a Frenchman, and a Grenadian. They're on death row. So they asked the Frenchman, what is it he wants before he dies? Before he dies, they give you a nice final wish. He says he wants the finest caviar. He wants the best steak. And he decides, what? Do whatsoever you will with me. So that he gets it. The Frenchman, his history. The American, he says he wants to go see one final of the basketball classics, Lakers versus, because of course that was back then, the Lakers versus the Celtics.
Right.
And he ordered. He said he wants a Big Mac, and he just wants to go see a good movie. They get rid of him. Up comes the Grenadian. Okay, boy from Greens. What do you want? He stop. He think. He asks what month it is. He think. They say, well, okay, well, in June. He said he asked what month it is. They tell me December. He said, well, he want two ripe Julie mango. He said, well, yeah, no mango is season now. So he decided, well, you know what? I'll go wait. I'll go wait. All I want is
perfect sense. Perfect
if
sense.
I can't get I'll wait.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming next year, again, depending on when, he could try to figure out what is or what isn't in season.
Exactly.
He's gonna
and just wait for that.
Wait for it. But I mean, we're making the point we're making in all of the humor. I mean, seriously, because we really want people to really appreciate COVID-19, as difficult a period as it is. You have to find that third sense of yours, or that sixth sense of yours. There must be something that you're good at, and even though you're not good at it, maybe what you can do is always invest in it. So what is so wrong, Andrew? You probably don't have too much space in the backyard, but now it's probably a good opportunity. Instead of going and buy eggs every day, right? Why not invest in a couple layers? You have all the area by you. So say, Andrew, here's what. I'll give a little $500. Let's invest in some layers and some broad. Andrew, those they lay it every day,
Exactly.
Every living day.
And when you add it up, you save in the long run. You end up saving.
You're saving. You are saving. So in case
and then you could even end up selling at some point. I mean, so that's just one example, but there's so many other examples along that line where you can just find something else.
And when you wake up in the morning and you wonder what for breakfast, you take some eggs and you mix with it some salt.
which you're not getting away from it. Who won this time?
Who won what?
Who won what?
Well,
the score was 6-1.
Listen to me. The worst I've seen a lot of defeats in my lifetime, and 6-1 is not the worst defeat you can get in Grenada.
I wouldn't say it's the worst, but I mean a win is a win. It's counted.
A win is a win.
Yep.
We're going to leave that one there for now. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Slokey, we're going to run one of the other pieces. Of course, we have, because time is story. We have about 10 minutes or so left on it. So take a quick break, Slokey. When we come back, I want you to line up for me one of the pieces from
the GDL.
From the GDL. Quick break.
Yeah. Aye. Yeah. Aye.
With the reopening of operations at the Maurice Bishop International Airport and Lauriston Airport in Carriacou, the Grenada Airports Authority has made changes to its operations that will help stop the spread of COVID-19 and keep passengers and airport employees safe. When you come to the airport, wearing of face coverings are required upon entry. Only ticketed passengers, crew members, and airport employees will be allowed to enter the airport terminal. Accompanying persons may be allowed access to assist passengers with special needs or unaccompanied minors. Temperature checks using contact-free thermometers will be conducted on all passengers. Only asymptomatic passengers will be allowed to proceed to the check-in process, while passengers with elevated temperatures will be referred to the public health desk for secondary assessment.
After checking in, passengers are to proceed directly to immigration and security checkpoints with completed ED forms. While in the departure hall, passengers must sit according to physical distancing decals and await boarding call by seat numbers before joining the queue. All arriving passengers and crew must wear a mask before entering the terminal building, observe physical distancing, and sanitize upon entry. In addition to completing an ED form, arriving passengers must present a completed Grenada Health Declaration form and a negative COVID-19 PCR test result conducted within 7 days of travel. All arriving passengers will be screened and tested as necessary upon entry by health officials and may be subject to mandatory quarantine for a minimum of 2 to 4 days or maximum of 14 days. Visit www.covid19.gov.gd for regular updates. Passengers will be required to pay for all tests, monitoring, and accommodation as necessary. Once cleared to proceed to immigration and customs, passengers will be directed to the GAA-approved taxi dispatcher's desk. Passengers traveling from a green zone will be directed to a separate pickup location. Passengers who are not cleared will be directed by the public health officials. The GAA has strengthened its operational practices to help reduce the transmission of COVID-19 while bringing peace of mind to passengers and staff, providing a safe travel experience for all.
Hills and Valley Med Care Center, located on Grenville Street, St. George's, has a highly professional team that gives excellent service in massage therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, medical consultation, and more. Hills and Valley Med Care Center sells a wide range of medical supplies, offers home visits for patients in Grenada and Carrier Crew, and opens Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. through to 7 p.m. Visit or call Hills and Valley Med Care Center today, 435-6904.
Please be advised that post-appointment premium or PAP refunds are now ready to be distributed to qualifying former policyholders or FPHs. Premiums to be refunded comprise those in respect of health policies, premiums received after June 18, 2011, life policies, premiums received after surrendered dates or lapsed dates, property policies, premiums received after May 1st, 2010. Please call or email to ascertain whether you qualify for payment. Persons who do not qualify under this phase of refunds shall not be entertained. Payment of these refunds will be made by check during the period of August 10th, 2020 to September 11th, 2020. Payment under the sum of 20 Eastern Caribbean dollars will be paid via cash. Checks can be collected from the BICO office on Yonge Street, St. George's during the hours of 9 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. All FPH are asked to walk with proper identification, for example, national ID, driver's license, or passport, when presenting themselves for payment. Representatives of claimants should present, in addition to their own ID, a notarized letter of authorization from the FPH, a notarized copy of the FPH's ID. Executors of wills should also present notarized copies confirming their standing as executors. If you have any questions, please contact the Judicial Manager on 473-444-5801 or 784-456-2669. or email ruben.john@bdoecc.com. Please note that all COVID-19 health protocols must be adhered when collecting payments.
Boys. We them boys. Holla, we them boys. Holla, holla, holla. We making noise. Holla.
Yeah, well, the theme song says "Holla Holla." We them boys, a bald head and
a Rasta,
a salon dread. He ain't no Rasta. Don't be fooled. No Rasta.
Hey, this is COVID times, right?
He is a salon dread. Do not be fooled. He's not a Rasta.
I haven't been in a salon in years.
Well, maybe you haven't been. Maybe for reasons we probably don't care. Like, I think that's where your ex-girlfriend works. So maybe that explains why you probably haven't been to the salon. Yeah, because I mean, I spoke to her the other day, and she
really.
Yeah, but I would leave it alone. So look,
in any event, the GDL karaoke competition 2020, the virtual competition, is going to start soon. I just found the number there, 444-5363. If you want to register, I believe registration is still open. You know, are we going to check out a clip from one of the previous ones? Right, Slokey?
You're working with us. Let's go slow.
Let's get together, stay together, stay forever. Everywhere I go, yeah, I see you glow. Just want you to know that this love is everlasting. Your love is everlasting. Everywhere you shine, yeah, I look and I find. I know what love means. I'll be sharing your dreams. Don't worry, I'll be standing by you. When the skies come crashing down and the moon is on the ground and the world has come to an end, yes, you're safe, baby, you're safe. Everywhere we turn, yeah, there's only fire. I won't let you burn. No, I won't let you burn. I cover you under my wings. When the skies come crashing down and the moon is on the ground and the world has come to an end, yes, you're safe, baby, you're safe. I can't leave you tonight, girl, won't leave you tonight, 'cause I got to be right here. Girl, I will be here when the skies come crashing down and the moon is on the ground and the world has come to an end. Yes, you're safe, baby, you're safe.
Andrew, you're asking why? Let me tell you. I mean, I've seen. I mean, his performance. That's his Norris is his name. Actually, I remember part of the promotion. I rechristened all of them. So I called him Kryptonite. I think there was a year that he won. I'm not sure that's the year he actually won, but I know he won. If not once, so twice. But I think he won at least 1 year. He sings with that band out of Grenville. The name not in my head now. Fahrenheit's band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he probably sung. I remember when I told him, when I spoke with him, he was looking probably to move on. But I know at that time he was singing with that. But I've seen some folks, Andrew, where they have forgotten this karaoke. Yeah? And they forgot. Listen, you're so Kamonak, you know. Why so Kamonak? But it only shows, I mean, the level to which it has grown. I mean, and we've seen karaoke, we've seen some special talent that has come out of it.
Nice.
And from it. And you'll see some continuous talent I want to shout out, what's her name? Benjamin. She's always one of those. She returns every. And what I like about her, she has a really wonderful voice. She's never been lucky to win, but every year, Andrew, she either comes second or third. And next year, she's back. She's back. And I'm like, what's it you and she said, JC, I just love karaoke. And
I've noticed that a lot of people love karaoke.
They just fall away to wherever they go. Even my main springs here, there's actually what's her name? Augustine. Rita Augustine, and she normally performs at that place on the beach there. Umbrellas. Umbrellas. Yeah. She also has they have their own karaoke gig that actually takes place on a Friday night. So there's Regis, there's a few other places. You know what? When's the last time you actually went to a karaoke?
Listen, I don't know when last time I went out. I mean, I've left the house, but in terms of like going out at night,
right?
I don't know when last I've actually done that. I should soon though, because I mean, at the end of the day, the GDL competition is going to start on the 12th or so.
Yeah, and
that's pretty soon.
You get a chance to go into the little nooks and crannies and see what's happening. I guess you and I would probably.
But aren't they staying in one location this year?
Well, they're going to stay in one
because it's a virtual thing, right? Yeah.
But I'm saying in terms of the prelims,
on a general
case, once karaoke.
Yeah.
I mean, and most of the karaoke gatherings is not a very intimate group. People that know one another, you know, so they just decide they're going to meet and enjoy some good karaoke.
Yes.
My boy Andrew, is always a pleasure to chit chat.
Always a pleasure, man.
I mean, sometimes we don't link up for a while, and when we do, people would swear that these two guys they talk to each other every day.
Or every single day. Yep.
I don't. We are going to link up before the end of the year, but whatever happens, take care of yourself, take care of the family, stay COVID free. For those of you on the outside, remember next week, Andrew, school officially opens on the 7th. Of course, it would be quite a different experience, and we hinted to that in
different schedules, etc. Yeah, there's quite a bit of information coming out.
So we want you to pay attention, follow, be in touch with your school, be in touch with the ministry, be in touch with your local media, and literally find out. Because remember, I mean, yes, we understand teachers, everybody have the jitters, but come on, after 6 months, Andrew, the kids, they have to go back to school.
And we also have to keep in mind that we are blessed to be in a situation where at this point we have no confirmed cases. So,
and I hope we keep it that way. Which I mean, I don't understand why I heard you went and played jab.
Nah, I didn't say I went and played jab.
Oh, you didn't
say that. I'm not going to incriminate myself.
But you didn't say that you didn't.
You see.
Anyway, boy, you know, you're secretly with me. Anyway, before we wrap, any parting words?
As usual, at Andrew Hitz Philip on all platforms. That's ANDREWHITZPHILLIP on all platforms. And you can find me along with my co-host, my boy Joseph, on Rock the Box. No, wait, it's the other way around, right? My bad. So I almost stole your show again. I
know you is something you've been working on for a while now, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll share the spotlight with you. No love lost. Folks,
always a pleasure, man.
That's my boy Andrew Hitz Philip, my wingman. It's your boy JC. Peace and love with you. Next week, I'm telling you, there's a few things around the corner. Remember, Andrew, early in the year we were doing that show, that talent search with Eugene Gittins.
Yes.
I can tell you, though, that plans are in train to have the finals.
Okay, good.
Talk about that next week. We'll talk karaoke. We start talking about all things Grenada. Be safe. Distancing protocol. If you go out, make sure you wear your mask. Take care of yourself and your family. JC loves you. Andrew loves you. Peace and love, folks. We're good at that.